All right, before we get this tour video going, yeah, I should probably clean this nasty thing. I mean, look at this. There's just nasty everywhere. But this is what happens when you drive a lot. Yeah, I've still got the Impala. Yeah, man. That means it's got twin turb skis. Turb skis. Oh, and because video makes everything look so pretty, I'll just show you guys. It actually needed a good wash. Yeah. All right, I'm not even sure if you guys can see this real well, but got my first rock chips. There you go, right here in the hood. I guess on the bright side, this is aluminum, so it's not going to rust. Ew. All right, so we're going to wash this thing up real quick. I'm not going to do like a big, you know, car wash video because it's a pickup truck. You've seen me wash vehicles before, and yeah, we're just going to get it clean, and then we'll go ahead and do a quick tour of it because I know you guys want to take a look at this thing. All right, there she goes. This is the F-150. This is the XLT. As you can see, I've got the little running board on the side, the step. Got the little keypad thing. And then here is the inside. So let's hop in here and see if we can't eliminate some wind noise. But here we go. Yeah, here's the inside of the XLT. It's got the bigger screen. Yeah, the nice center console. But before we get deep into this video, you guys know that I've had this truck for about 2 months. I don't remember exactly what day I bought it, but bought it basically tail into September. It is now December 1st, so maybe a little over 2 months. Anyway, in the comments below right now, I want you to put two things. One, I want you to put how many miles you would expect the average person to go in about 2 months, and then how many miles you think I've gone in about 2 months. I'll give you a hint. I drive a lot. A lot. And during the week of Thanksgiving there, I didn't really drive that much. So let's go ahead and see how many miles I got on this bad boy. So we'll go ahead. Oh yeah, I got the key too. All right, there we go. Hey, turn off radio. All right, so as you can see, without the glare there, yeah, I'm running out of fuel. I am real close to cracking 10,000 miles on this thing. 9,369.1. Yeah, I drive a lot. I drive a lot. Looks like I'm averaging about 20 miles to the gallon. Yeah, 20 miles to the gallon. Believe it or not, I have already broken this vehicle. I've got a flat tire, and I've had a flat tire, I guess you should say. And I've also had a couple of warranty repairs done to this, but I'll save that for another video so you guys can, you know, figure that out later. But I know you're kind of curious about the different things that are going on here. So anyway, I guess we'll get to it. So there are a few little things here and there. It's got an electronic parking brake, so if you pull that, it'll turn it on. You push it back in, it'll turn it off. They've got some steering wheel controls, nothing too exotic or crazy, you know, just the kind of the generic stuff that you'd find on a newer vehicle. Of course, it's got the four-wheel drive electronic selector, so you just kind of select whichever one, and it'll make a display on the screen telling you if you got to wait or not. And then there's this cute little thing, this trailer backup thingy. And to be honest with you, I almost tried to use it when I towed a trailer with this, but then I realized actually I'd like set it up. So in the time it would have taken me to figure out how to set the thing up, I just backed the trailer up. It's a little bit easier that way, I guess you could say. But I'll show you some things in here. There is, on the shifter here, there's a drive mode button. So if you press this, it'll bring up different drive modes. So this thing has, I guess, the normal. There's a trailer. I guess that's bad weather. Eco, which I don't know, I didn't really notice anything. But On the sport mode, man, this thing is peppy. Like, it just wants to go, 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 go. You barely tap the accelerator and it wants to fly. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is the small motor. I think it's the 2.7 liter with the twin turbos on it, little EcoBoost thing. And you wouldn't expect this thing to have, you know, some get up and go, but this little twin turbos get this thing flying. It's a pretty good little setup, to be totally honest with you. I kind of like it. You know, in the center here, now you've got different media controls, things like that, you know, audio. This is touch screen, so like if I want to go into the settings, I can touch it. They got this forward pass thing, which puts this truck on your phone, and then you can like start it and lock it and whatever from anywhere in the world. You know, a bunch of different settings. There is a power supply right here. What I have hooked into my power supplies, I've got a lot of cords kind of around here. I've got an amber light up at the top there, my little Whalen. I've got a dash cam, and then over here in the corner is my GPS that I use. So I've got various things plugged in, and then of course I've got this. Yeah, I gave in. I bought the Street Speed 717 student driver thing. I thought it was funny. But anyway. Alright, so in the center console, they got a place you can put some pins, a couple cup holders, a couple more cup holders. And then you've got this thing that you can literally drop an entire roll of paper towels down into. I mean, if I pull this thing out, there's all kinds of space in here. I got a little bucket here holding some more like napkins and things, and you've got pen holders and stuff like that, but nothing too crazy. I guess I should shuffle this back into place. But yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I like it. In the back here, there is, you know, more stuff. You got some vents, things like that. Little USB connector thing. This little thing that's plugged in the middle here is actually my rear light that is back there. If you guys are wondering why I have lights in the course of my job, I'm still doing outside sales just for a different company now. And in the course of my job, I sometimes end up in the flow of traffic, observing I guess you could say vehicles that I've sold or competitors' vehicles, things like that. And when I do end up in the flow of traffic, I want people to understand that I'm not going to go away from the vehicle that I'm following, I guess you could say, or observing. That way I don't end up getting rear-ended or getting people getting real animated with me. I've had people flip me the bird and things like that because they think I should be like going around the vehicle that I'm following because they don't realize I'm actually following that vehicle for a purpose. And I'll just kind of leave it at that. I'm not like security or construction work or anything. I just sell really big, expensive vehicles. And sometimes you got to go observe those things, make sure you understand what they're doing. But that's all customer service, and you guys don't care about that. You guys care more about, you know, this pickup truck and cop cars. So in the back here, I've got a little file thing that I've got kind of laying around. I threw a fire extinguisher in here because you never know if you need one. And then these seats are pretty cavernous underneath. You can hide all kinds of stuff under here. I got a little set of hand tools, some straps and things, safety triangles, stuff like that. Pull a little pull tab, it'll come back down. So nothing too wild or crazy, just pretty nice. And places you can store stuff, safety vests, that kind of crap. In the back here, there you go, bullet liners. Orient Drive, Tampa. There's 2 locations, but the one on Orient, that's where I got this one done. Guy does a good job. Highly recommend him. As you can see, he actually pulls the bolts before he sprays so that you can actually take the bed off or, you know, do things like getting this panel if you need to. As you can see, it's kind of thick. There goes my thumbnail. Wait, let me show you all a fingernail because I know you guys like to tell me to clip my nails. So look, it's as thick as my long ass fingernail. Look at that. Yeah, there you go. Don't worry, I'll trim that later. And it's got some extra tie downs, things like that. Nothing too fancy. Of course, you guys know this is a 4x4. I did go and get a hitch for it, so good old U-Haul. Can't go wrong with that. It does have a little backup camera right here, and cute little ground light there. Of course, it was turning off as I walked up to it. Of course, there's lights back there. Yeah, all in all, it's just, you know, basic pickup truck. Nothing too flashy, nothing too exotic about it. It's just, you know, basic pickup truck. Anyway, one thing that I did want to talk to you guys about is on the front of this thing. I'm gonna kind of do this at this angle because the picture that I saw was kind of at this angle. And I did see a picture online provided by, I think it was TheCopCar's online, place that sells like used Crown Vics, things like that. Well, the guy had taken some pictures of Florida Highway Patrol DOT pickup truck, guys that police the big trucks. And on the front, right here, was a really nice looking Weston, I guess, grill guard slash push bumper. So, yeah, I caved in. I went ahead and bought one of them things. So I've got one of those coming to me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Tell me if you think that's a good idea, if you think it'll kind of take away from the look of the truck. But I think it'll be good for me because I have seen some deer running around, things like that. And of course, you know, driving around down in Miami, there's aggressive drivers down there that like to have a little bit of extra protection on the front end. So if I end up clubbing one of those guys, it doesn't matter as much. And I'm sure you guys are interested in seeing what my little amber lights look like. So here you go. Here's the Wayland in the front. Super bright. As you can see, it cuts right through the windshield, very noticeable. And then on the back, bang, cutting right through the window tint. So that is a, I guess, a Wayland Slim Lighter amber. So there you go. We can come back here and you can see that it just cuts right through it. So I will say I do like the way that the rear light cuts through the window tint. I just wish I had more of them back there, and I wish they were higher up. I'm thinking real hard about getting the inner edge, just like the Crown Vic has, except for get the one that's built for the F-150 that can be in the top of the window, since when it's up higher, it makes it a little bit easier for lower vehicles to see it, because if you have it down at the bottom of the window like I do, if a smaller vehicle gets right up behind you, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to notice. And I'm also thinking about maybe putting a couple extra, maybe some amber flashers back there somewhere too, maybe a little bit lower, kind of wedge between the bumper and the tailgate, something like that, just for a little bit of extra warning. Since you guys know that I used to drive a Ford Escape for several years and basically ran the wheels off of it, I'll give you a little comparison. Comfort and everything, the F-150 is going to win that hands down. The only thing that the F-150 doesn't do better than the little Ford Escape is fit in places. The Ford Escape was a little bit more nimble. It would turn around a little bit easier. It would fit in smaller parking spaces. I could jam it into weird places and kind of park it off to the side if I had to. This thing I have to be a little bit more careful with, but I like that this vehicle, I like that it sits a little bit higher so I can see further down the road. Because it's bigger, it's heavier, and it's a little harder to stop, so it doesn't want to stop as quickly as the Escape. So like I said, the only thing this thing doesn't do well is it's not nimble, like by any means, but it's big, it's heavy. It has its own presence on the roadway. You know, it's not anything that special, but, you know, somebody that's going to cut you off thinks a little bit twice about it. You know, they don't necessarily dive in front of you as quickly as they would if you're, say, driving a Honda Civic. So, all in all, this is a much more comfortable vehicle. I'm actually really happy with it. It's had a couple of issues, which I kind of alluded to a little bit earlier in the video, but that stuff has since been repaired. I've got almost 10,000 miles on it in almost 2 months, or a little over 2 months. And all in all, I don't really have any complaints. It's a good work vehicle. I mean, this thing was designed for people to work out of and people to beat on, so works great for me. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for checking it out. Hopefully I didn't bore you guys too much with some of the nitty-gritty, boring details of this thing. But anyway, let me know what you think. And I'd be interested in your comments. Definitely would be interested in your comments. Anyway, I'll catch you guys on the next video, hopefully sooner than later. Love to all of you, and have a beautiful day. Oh, and happy holidays and Thanksgiving and all that other good stuff. Yeah. Here's a fun little hack. Right there is the perfect size for hand sanitizer. So it sits directly underneath the door handle, and if I ever need any, boom, boom, done. Then I don't have to wander around with nasty fingers. Oh yeah. Pretty handy. In case you guys were thinking about it.